Hi, and welcome back to The Bird in the Basement. I am Rowain Flynn, and I am the GM for this game. If you are unfamiliar, The Bird in the Basement is a 5e D&D game with a lot of intrigue and some trying to save someone at the behest of an orc wizard that contacted the party to try to prove Ava Porter's innocence. Ava was engaged to the prince, and the king fell dead at the engagement party. The poison that killed him was found in Ava's dress. So far, things have not exactly gone to plan. Just as a recap of the last session we had, there was some investigation done, some poison candy found, half eaten in Ava's room, what had been Ava's room. Ava was almost killed by some poison candy in her cell in the dungeon. They lost the strange dragon creature that attacked them and was getting tortured, and Jolene got poisoned and fell down the stairs to her death. And where the two that were in the session left off was they decided to just give up on the whole thing and go to bed. That kind of catches everyone up to speed. There's no problem that a good sleep won't fix, right? All right, so let's go around and have everybody introduce themselves and their characters. Let's go ahead and start with Josh.
Hi, I'm Josh. I'm playing Crow Athanatos, who is a Hexblade Warlock, and is supposed to be a pretty face that hits things well, and is doing really well in this whole investigation thing.
Right. Self-proclaimed really well.
Yeah.
All right, since they're on the same camera right now, let's do Pat and Jordan.
I am doing Smix, the Lost Fairy, who is a Hexblade Warlock.
I'm playing Leolas. He's a fairy monk that's also a pirate.
Okay, and then we have a new player this week. We have Gary, so who are you playing?
I'm playing Sylvester Fearless, who's a tabaxi and really doesn't have a clue what he's doing here and what he's walks into.
All right, so we're actually going to start off today with introducing Sylvester to the party. I'm going to assume that our two fairies were already asleep in the room that the other two came into. You guys just took an early nap that day. You were done with the whole thing, you know. As you are with the hard work that you all have put in so far. And as you're sleeping, what's going on is Sylvester is a tabaxi rogue, and he is late at night knowing that there is a whole bunch of royals and nobles in town for the wedding that didn't happen, but they're all kind of stuck now because, there's only so many carriages and other ways out of town, and some of them are just wanting to see what happens anyway, and they're going to stay for the funeral. He's going to go around late at night and see if there's anyone that looks like a good mark to liberate some riches to give to poor people, himself included in that. On his rounds through the streets that he's used to, kind of looking for his marks, he gets summoned into one of the dark alleys by a very hulking figure wrapped up in a cloak very tightly, but he's holding a diamond necklace that he kind of jingles and says, "Over here, kitty kitty."
Curiosity, you killed the cat, right? I'll be right in.
Right. This will be yours. This nice shiny rock on a chain. If I can get you to do a favor for me, and there's more into it, at the end if you succeed.
Mm,
Nothing too
okay.
dangerous.
What do you want?
I sent some people ahead to, well, you know, this whole thing about the ex-fiance killing the king. Well, I sent some people to try to prove her innocence, and they have been less than adequate at their job in saving her. There's less than 12 hours until she's executed, and they are no closer to saving her than they were 12 hours ago. So I would like you to try to go in there and help them. So I'll give you this now, and I will give you much more later if you're able to succeed.
Okay, I will. Am I able to look inside the hood and see what color your skin is?
He kind of sighs very deeply, and he's like, promise me you won't, like, flinch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he pulls back his hood, and he is very much an orc, but it looks like the right side of his face has half melted and been reformed as flesh again. It looks like he's had a terrible, probably magical accident at some point in his life.
Okay, I like him already. I'll do it.
Right. He gives you instructions on exactly where they are. Suspiciously, you notice that he knows exactly what room they're sleeping in, even though he claims to have had no contact with them this whole time. But he tells you that if you run into trouble, which is most likely the captain of the guard or one of his guards, to ask to speak to Charles, the head guard, and just tell him that you're there with the investigation team. But don't mention that you talked to a big orc.
Okay, I think I've got that. Charles the head guard.
Okay. He bids you goodbye, and before you can even ask any more questions or anything like that, you blink and there's just nothing where he stood. He's just gone.
Yeah, as if he'd get away without like giving the shiny thing to the kitten first.
No, he handed that over. He figured you wouldn't go if you didn't have that.
Okay, Sylvester will make his way up to the castle and armed with the instructions, he'll find the sleeping quarters of the guys, the fairies and the...
All right. It seems when you get to the front gates of the castle, there's a very sleepy guard that's actually manning it. If you just kind of mutter that you're there for the investigation, he just kind of waves you through. These guards are kind of done with this whole thing. According to them, the case is open shut. Nobody really liked the king in the first place, so who cares? They're just ready for new leadership. At the very entrance to the castle itself, when you're about to go through the grand entranceway, you are stopped by a very tall, imposing man in armor who looks down at you and says, I'm supposed to know everybody who goes in and out of the castle, and I don't know you. Who are you?
I must say, you're like an imposing guy. You must be the head of the entire army. Are you Charles by any chance? Because everybody told me like what a hero you were.
He brightens up at the word hero and is like, yes, I am glad that my reputation precedes me. Usually people just know me as the guy who likes to torture people, but I like the hero. What business do you have here?
I'm Sylvester. I'm part of the investigation team, but I'm here also to do any of your bidding. So let some of that aura rubs off on me, and I get lots of experience.
Oh, okay. You're with the investigation team. Good. They need help. I'm glad that they're getting some backup. They're in here somewhere. I'm sure you're fine. If you get lost, ask a maid. Everybody knows where to go. Just don't go in the bedroom that looks super important. The prince is in there, and he's in lockdown right now.
Thank
I
you.
wouldn't want the
So-
wizard to blast you as soon as you open the door.
What, we don't look like we could take a wizard?
Depends on the wizard.
Well, it's the court wizard, so probably not.
Ye of little faith.
So as you enter the castle, you notice that everything is kind of laid out very fancy to get, preparation for the funeral for the king, and also preparation for the execution, because they're going to do the full pomp and circumstance. They're going to let Ava go out with a bang, basically. It's not very often in the kingdom that you have the assassination of a ruler, and well, nobody really liked him, so they're gonna use this as a half excuse to party. Up in the room, you creak open the door, and there are two fairies, probably human, and a half orc asleep in the room. Do you sneak in, or do you let your presence be known?
I'll walk in. I'm assuming that they look poor.
Pretty much, yeah, I would assume. I
Okay,
don't
I'll
think
walk
they
in.
really have much on them.
I sleep in my armor.
The fairies look like fairies. One of them looks like a pirate, so not no, probably not much coin between them.
My character probably would have woken up. I'd be like, "Hey, who are you? What's up?"
Oh yeah, you have good wisdom, so you might listen or hear him.
Hey, this orc guy with a melted face just sent me in to help you. What's going on, brother?
Oh.
Well, we better get to it then.
I'd wake up the other people that are sleeping.
What? What?
Hey, guys.
Where?
Stop being sleepers. We got a new friend here.
I wake up swinging.
I fly around his arms.
Oh, what? Okay. What?
Hey,
The
I'll
half-orc-
you for breakfast, so good
The
lovely.
half orc mutters just 5 more minutes and goes back to sleep. She's going to be of no use to you.
Okay.
So now you're all together. It's a little bit after midnight. Crow has had maybe a couple hours of sleep. But now you know that the orc wizard that sent you in here in the first place is losing faith in you.
Or has great faith in us and is sending us an apprentice.
I like
It's
the way-
definitely that.
In any case, we're running out of time. We should really try to think of something to do.
Everything poisonous has been confectionery related. It's either been a drink, it's been a cookie, it's been a candy. We need to go to the chef and interrogate them.
That seems like a pretty good idea, I guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to wake up the chef at, 1 a.m.?
Oh, he's probably
Yep.
still cooking. There's a funeral and a beheading to cook for.
It's
That's my
quite
guess.
possible. You remember at the end of last session, you guys discovered the huge cake in the kitchen that they had just completed.
Yeah, that's totally poisoned, isn't it?
Let's go investigate the cake for poison.
All right, so down the stairs to the kitchen you go. You'll notice that for the first time you enter the kitchen, the head maid is not in there. She actually finally got to bed after like 18 hours of her life. She was pretty pissed off the last time anyone talked to her because it seemed like all of her comment was that all of you just can't do things on your own and just need to talk to her every 5 minutes. So, in fact, she has left you a note on the table that says, if you've come looking for me, don't.
Oh. Well, we can talk to her in the morning.
It's definitely a sign of guilt. We should look into her further.
In the
Well, you
morning.
can investigate the cake. It's still there. The still gruesome topping where they took the wedding topper because it was going to be a wedding cake. And, well, the prince is still up there, but the princess might now, or the soon-to-be princess might now, have her head in a makeshift guillotine that's been put together.
That's elaborate. They didn't want to move the position of her figure, so it's all like, what? Who even does it then?
It also looks like the first bottom tiers might be in the middle of being converted to like some sort of macabre funeral cake too. They're just having fun with this whole thing.
Okay, so who wants to taste it for poison?
I got poisoned last time. I don't want to be poisoned again.
Oh yeah, you did get poisoned last time.
So we know you're susceptible to the poison. You have to do it.
Ah, shit. Alright. I'm going to carefully find what looks to be the back of the cake and take a tiny piece off of it, like just between my thumb and forefinger, pinch a little bit of cake off, and carefully rub it on my gums.
It tastes sweet and vanilla and vaguely like strawberry, but that's it. Nothing terrible happens to you.
Obviously, you didn't have a big enough piece.
Eat more cake.
No, just touching it last time is what poisoned me. I think we're fine.
Okay.
Well, was it touching it, or was the fact that you took out a saliva-coated piece of poison candy from someone's mouth?
I mean, it was
Oh.
touching it. Just touching it is enough.
Okay.
You touch your fingers and then put them in your mouth. It happens all the time.
Ew.
Alright, so the cake probably is important.
Are the cook and the head maid the only ones that have got access to cooking? And if so, if they're both asleep, we can go and have a paw through their belongings. It's not specifically for poison, but like to see if there's anything that's there, any money that should be there, or any suspicious correspondence telling them how to do things.
You want to sneak into the headmaid's room while she's in it?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Alright.
Better
do it.
you than me.
This is a
I'm
great
not doing it.
idea.
Do that.
I've not met her yet. Like she seems interesting to me.
Oh, it's something I might actually be able to do though. I can like fly and stuff.
I can't.
I mean, to be fair, she has been up so long that she probably is deeply asleep at this point.
Alright, let's do it. Everybody in your room.
I'm not going in. I wear
You stay out
scale mail armor. It gives me
You're-
disadvantage to
here.
stealth.
Slow and comfy.
Yeah, I'll just watch and guard.
Yeah, you're the guard.
I got a 22 stealth.
All right, pretty good. Our rogue needs to roll stealth too.
Right,
I
what's
got
that roll?
D20.
A D20.
D20,
You
and then
say-
add your dex, your +5 dex.
So I've only got 16.
16 is up with your +5.
So 11 plus 5.
Okay.
Do you have proficiency in stealth?
Oh, yeah, he probably does. Let me
Um,
think. Yes. So actually, that's an 18.
My character only rolled a 7. So
Okay, you probably shouldn't go in the room.
You're clanking your
Okay.
way in with your
I
wings
think
are
that's-
buzzing.
I've got a +7 stealth, and I rolled an 11, and I've got a +5 on dexterity.
Oh, you would just use your +7 in this case.
All right, well
So
that's
you're
fine.
18. You're sneaky enough. Let's see. Snicks is sneaky enough. I'm gonna guess Crow's job was to put a hand out and stop Leolus from going in the room because he was too noisy.
Leolus, your wings are buzzing. Come here.
All right. So the other two sneak into the room. It's completely dark because she has made sure that like she's covered every crack of a window or anything that could let in any light. It looks like she intends to sleep for as long as she possibly can in the morning. Like she's got a blindfold on, she's got her ears stuffed with cotton. She wants nothing to wake her up.
Luckily, I think the Tabaxi has dark vision.
Yes, Tabaxi do have dark vision.
I can see normally in darkness, both magical and non-magical, to a distance of 120 feet.
Devil sight.
Nice.
All right. So you can see, since you both can see in the dark, you can see that her room looks like a vaguely standard sized room for a maid, except she also has a large, heavy desk in the corner, like filled to the brim with paperwork and other things related to like the various workings of the kitchen and like order forms and like keeping track of that sort of things, of the various like cleaning supplies, of which girl hasn't been paid yet. Like it seems like she has taken more on to her as a head maid than you might think would normally be done. Like for some reason she's doing some accounting, and that doesn't seem quite right, but perhaps the king had someone beheaded a long time ago and she just subsumed their job too. That seems to be kind of a running theme as to why she is always run ragged. In the other corner, there's a bunch of maids like uniforms and other clothing like that that are in various states of disrepair, and there's a very disheveled sewing kit next to it with a big comfy chair. Perhaps she spends her evenings trying to get through all of the uniforms that need repaired for the kingdom. Otherwise, it looks like she lives a pretty Spartan life. Her personal belongings are kind of few and far between. With a cursory look, it looks like maybe she doesn't even own any clothing that isn't just her maid's uniform.
This lady needs to get out more. I float over to the desk and try and start reading some stuff.
All right, most of the stuff on top is letters she's been writing. These are probably the copies that she didn't send because they have a lot of like crossed out things, but basically letters that are very panically asking like various people around the town, like, how do you put together a funeral? What do you even serve as hors d'oeuvres at a wake for a king that everybody's pretending like they're so sad for? How do you transform 1,000 pounds of wedding cake into not a wedding cake and still have it be usable? Like she's racking her brain to try to not waste everything from the kitchen that was made for a wedding that's no longer going to happen. If you want to find anything deeper, we're going to need some investigation rolls.
I want to have a nose round that one.
Investigation!
Okay, so you want to nose around that sewing kit? Do you want to look deeply?
Yeah. Well, tell me what dice.
I got a 2.
D20.
2
You
on
got
your
a 2?
investigation.
Oh god, I got 3. Oh,
Don't
20.
worry about it.
Okay. A 2 total. You don't have anything else in investigation?
1 + 1.
Wow. Okay. That's unfortunate. Nope, just a bunch of receipts and stuff like that in here. As for the sewing kit, because that'll be a 7. That's 3 plus 4. You found that she is a pretty stellar, like, seamstress. She actually knows what she's doing, which is important information if Crow remembers why that is important information. But no, she's really good at what she does. She has a huge backlog of sewing. It does look like all of her sewing tools have seen much better days. And she probably is in sore need of a new one if she could ever find the time to get a new sewing kit.
Can you continue to investigate?
I mean, you can, but you're risking waking her up at this point, because I'm assuming you're failing an investigation as he went to look through a stack of papers and they just fell over.
Do I remember?
I think you guys should be
Yes.
looking, but I'm not in the room. I was like pushed out of the room because I was being loud.
Well, you could always switch up. So if Sylvester wanted to look at the desk versus the sewing, he could do that because he hasn't rolled for that yet.
Yeah, why don't we switch places? I am
Yeah,
motioning to investigate the deaths.
Have a look. Is that a D20 again here?
Yes.
8 in total. 4 plus 4.
Okay.
I got a 15.
Okay. So an 8 at the desk shows you that there is a letter that actually hasn't been opened that is addressed to the maid. It looks like it got like shoved aside for later, and later never happened. Like it got covered up by other things that came in. It looks like a personal letter to her. As for the sewing, while you're going through the sewing with a 15, you hear something clinking down in the bottom of her sewing basket. Like something has been left in one of the uniforms.
Try to figure out what it is. Like, do you try to get it?
I pull on it.
Right. If you search down in the basket, you're able to come up with a maid's uniform that does have something in its pocket. If you turn the collar around to look at where they sew in the names to keep everything straight, it looks like it's Jolene's. Do you want to pull out what's in the pocket?
Yes.
Okay, what's clinking was another one of the bottles that looks like what the poison was found in, and there's also a small key. They were clinking together in the bottom of the basket.
For shame.
And then are you going to take the letter from the desk that's unopened?
But which of those guys looks the most intelligent so that I can hand it to them?
You're the most intelligent.
Yeah, you're
Right,
probably the
okay,
most
well, I'm going to slice it
intelligent.
in my paws and read it then.
Okay, do we want to do all this in the room, or are we going to retreat out of the room?
Well, it needs
Um,
to be in normal light to read. You can't read
Can I
with
have
dark
one
vision.
last check of the desk if there's a key kicking about?
I will let you, since it sounds like you were investigating the top, if you want to try to investigate the drawers. Yes, you can have one more roll.
I got a
That's
20.
18 with whatever I'm rolling an 18 on.
Oh wait, that was intimidation. I intimidate the drawer.
You buzz angrily at it. Okay, an 18 plus a 4, so you actually got really good. You will find in the bottom drawer on the side, that there is a pile of letters that all seem to be from the same person. And she has bundled them together, and she's written a big, like, question mark on it. And also, who is sending these? Like, it's her, like, somebody's been sending her letters that she doesn't know who is, and they bother her enough that she's trying to figure out who it is.
Right, I'm going to grab them and the letter I originally had and scurry out into the main kitchen again so I can.
We should start interrogating the postman.
We
Well,
did
I mean,
that, actually.
yeah, you guys did interrogate the postman, and he didn't know anything.
Yeah.
He did read the letters.
Yeah, you were so desperate, you interrogated the royal delivery boy.
Yeah. It didn't work out.
Sounds like something.
It didn't. All right, so in the kitchen, you have the bottle, you have the key, you have the stack of bundled letters, and you have the unopened letter. What do you want to deal with first?
I say
Let's
don't open
open
that
it.
bottle, it stinks really bad.
Well, you don't know that. It's closed.
Yeah, but I'm assuming. So that's what my character says. Is that the brightest thing to say? No. But,
It doesn't look like it currently has liquid in it.
oh, okay. He says, let me open that bottle and take a sniff. Just a little one.
Okay? You do that, and it definitely smells terrible. The same kind of terrible.
Okay, this bottle had poison in it.
So does that mean she's the one that's been killing everyone? Probably.
No, it does mean that maybe she poisoned the king, but she's dead, so...
The cook.
No, that was Jolene's uniform.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it was in the head maid's room.
Yes.
To
Yeah.
get repaired. She left stuff in her pockets when she sent her uniform in to be repaired.
so either Jolene or the cook must have been the people killing the king. It had to be one of them.
You mean the head maid? Because the cook is their own person that we haven't investigated yet.
Yeah.
All right, so on to the letters. The letters in the bundle are all pretty simple. They're not like complex, like confessions of love or anything like that. They're actually letters that just say, please, just let me know if I can trust you. Just come to this tree in the courtyard at this time. If you can, keep my secret. But it never actually says what the secret is or who she would be going to meet. So it seems like she's never gone to meet them. And there's just various basically copies of the same plea to just come and help them.
What's the time
I
that
think
it
it-
suggests?
This would
The
be
time-
clandestine, so it'll be night, yeah. So like
Yeah. It would be
possibly
middle
be
of the night usually.
So, like, we're approaching that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we open the other letter first?
Yeah.
You guys can
What
open that
size
letter
of
if you
key
want.
Is it? Is it a key for a box or a key for a door? Or...
It looks like it's a key for a box.
Well, we'll have to search Jillian's room again for a box.
As for the unopened letter, if you want to open it, you can read what it is, but she might notice it's gone and she might notice it's open. So that one's up to you and what the party decides.
How is it sealed?
Wax seal.
Okay, we can try to get the wax seal opened without showing off that we did that with a knife and a candle. Just heat up the knife and slide it under the wax seal. That's probably a sleight of hand check, but I don't know.
Yeah, probably. That would be sleight of hand if somebody
I've got
wants
candle wax
to.
and matches in my backpack, so
Yeah, you could possibly reseal it. You're also good at sleight of hand, so if you want to roll your d20 and see if you can pull this off,
16 plus 9.
you're easily able to heat up the tip of knife gently, get it under the wax seal, and peel it up in one piece. So the letter itself says, please, please. It's getting towards I can't take it anymore. Please let me know by coming to see me in the courtyard when 2 hours plus midnight. If I don't see you, we're gonna have to take desperate measures. And then the date at the top puts it like approximately 2 days before the king's death.
So let's
That's a big deal.
That's interesting timing.
This, as far as your search could uncover, was the last letter that was sent.
So
Is it educated handwriting, or is it someone that's only been to grade school?
we just have to find out who that person is that's been sending your letters.
Mhm. So that's a good question. It actually looks like somebody who is well educated. The handwriting is pretty nice.
We should demand handwriting samples from all the land.
I mean, we could just wake her up.
No, let's not wake her up. She might actually be capable of beating us up in a fight.
Well, we could talk to her in the morning.
Before we go out, I'm going to quickly sneak in and push the letter back so that she's not aware, just in case we need to question her again in the morning.
Okay, give me a sneak roll then. Give me your d20 roll plus your sneak.
Oh,
Or
it's a
your
20
stealth.
plus what's sneak?
Stealth.
Stealth,
27.
yeah. You easily get it back in there. In fact, that stealth
Oh, it's
roll
either a
is so
02 or a 20. I don't know.
it's 20. It's so good of a stealth roll that you're able to actually tuck her in a little bit more and then slide out again.
So, what time is it before or past midnight for us? Could we maybe
It's
get to that courtyard location?
yeah, it's about an hour to 2 hours after midnight.
So it's like right
We'll
on
take a look at
time.
the chef then.
So it's right on time. So if somebody's going to be out there, now would be the time.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we should go check on that courtyard thing.
Yeah.
If there's nobody there, then we can just leave and search for more shit.
Alright, let's go.
I'm going to split up. I'm going up via the battlements to look down.
I fly out the window
Okay.
towards the courtyard.
Wait, no,
Okay.
you flyers should fly overhead, and I should be the only one that's visible down there.
I guess
I've
I
got the athletics and stuff. I'm going to jump up and I'll be up on top of the walls too.
Yeah, because the tabaxi is going to be on the battlements looking down on me, and then you guys can fly overhead and back me up if need be with an ambush.
Yeah.
Okay, so you orchestrate this. The rogue climbs up the side of the walls to get a good vantage point. The fairies are flying overhead, and then we have Crow on the ground just kind of hanging out in the courtyard.
I jump out the window. Whee!
Do we steal the maid's the head cook's uniform first and dress Crow up in it?
You stole her clothes? What?
Yeah, well, we can dress Crow up in it, and he can look like her when he goes out from a distance, on top of his scale mail. And
That would have been
mean-
intelligent, but instead I have minor illusion, so I'm just going to use that. And it'll look like basically she's standing there instead of me.
All right, as you're standing around and waiting and looking, there is movement off at the side of the courtyard. It looks like somebody is approaching, but it actually looks like it's two people. One of which is stomping forward, like waving their arms around, and the other one looks like they're hunched over, pleading. They haven't noticed you yet, and as they get even closer, you hear a very familiar voice gruffly saying, "Please, come on. It was a mistake. It was one time. Well, okay, it was a lot of times, but it was a mistake, and it will never happen again. She's dead now." And you hear a very upset woman just making harumphing sounds in her throat and just marching forward away from him.
Well, I know what this is. So I'm going to step out of my illusion and walk towards them and say, "Hey, it's Charles, right?"
He looks surprised and embarrassed and says, yeah, it is Charles, and this is my lovely wife."
Well, it's
She
nice.
laughs bitterly and just keeps marching away. Charles has given up at this point.
Hold up. I actually do have to say that he's been doing just a fantastic job of helping us save this kingdom.
Oh, yeah, he helped that maid real good, too. Helped her every night.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's what's the word for it? Remorseful about that. I mean, he wouldn't have approached you if he wasn't, right?
Oh, what are you going to tell me next? That he just tripped and fell into her several times a day?
No, I'm sure that he made a mistake. But, I mean, isn't forgiveness the heart of love?
She looks at you like you're an idiot and goes, I'm just going back to my mother's. I can't do this. And she stomps away, like doesn't even look back, just does not. She's done.
Okay. I was gonna
Charles
try
says
persuasion roll, but
Charles says, I think it might be over.
we'll just visit the next tavern that I play at, and you might have a chance of finding someone new. Just ask
No
the
one
prince.
no one will replace my sweet Nadine. Okay, Jolene kind of did for a while. Yeah. Look, did you see Jolene? She throws herself at anything that moves. Threw herself. She threw herself down those stairs, I guess.
Yeah,
Eileen!
But thanks for trying.
it's okay, bro. You just, like I said, show up at the next tavern I play at, and there's a good chance that you'll find someone who can at least comfort you for a night.
Yeah, I suppose. What are you even doing out here in the courtyard?
You know, that's a really funny story. I'm not entirely sure, but there was someone who was maybe supposed to meet the head maid out here.
That old battle axe?
See, the thing is, we were told this would be a much bigger venue than it apparently is, but
He looks around, he's like,
Yeah.
where's that squeaky voice coming from?
I point up.
Oh. Okay. You know what? It's too late for questions at this point. Just don't, I don't know, burn anything down or get anyone else killed.
no promises.
Yeah, I don't think we got her killed. I think she got her killed.
Yeah,
That's
well,
my
was only a matter of time until some woman took things into her own hands.
That's
Mm.
actually a good bit of information. Maybe it was someone who was jilted by her actions.
Sylvester's going to pounce down and start strolling next to Nadine as she storms off, and then give her a little bit of the sweet cat love and say, "What's wrong, dear?" And
I'm almost sure it was the queen.
The queen's dead.
Yeah, the queen's
Oh.
been dead for 10 years. Yeah.
I'm
Nadine's
almost
going.
sure it was the queen.
Nadine's going to look surprised and be like, "A cat person? We don't have many of those around here."
I'll just purr and rub around her legs and go, "What's wrong? You look upset, dear."
Oh, men cheating on their wives after 20 good years of, being a wonderful wife that he comes home to, and then the
Yeah,
first
there's a
little
little
pretty
bitch
maid that
doesn't
shows
work
out.
here.
The first pretty little thing that shows up.
She wasn't pretty inside like you, was she?
I suppose not.
So what was wrong with her? What did you not like about her?
Well, I mean, she only wants, who's ever rich, and was her only goal. I guess she's dead now. If my soon-to-be ex-husband is telling the truth, which who knows anymore.
Shannon's hardly rich, so why would she use him if she's a little frig a bit?
Power, I don't know. I had never really thought to question it. I just knew it was true, and that's all I really needed to know.
Okay, so that's a dead end alley then. That's
I mean, if you want to, want to get back at him, if you want to help me with that.
Your suggestion?
I'm just saying, there's a little bar around the corner. Anyway, my name's Nadine, and if you want me to help get a little revenge on him, come see me at the bar tomorrow night. It's called the Sleeping Siren's Arms.
Okay.
She attempts to very badly purr back at you seductively and then walks off.
Before I take her hand and give her a kiss on the back of the hand and
Had
out of the way.
key that you got?
Yes, we definitely grabbed the key, right?
Yeah, we grabbed the key.
We should take the key to Jolene's room and see if we can find a box.
All right, if we want to do that, it is actually time for our break, so we can do that after our break.
Cool.
So for everyone watching or listening, there will be no time at all, but for us, we're going to have our break, and then when we get back, then we'll go investigate Jolene's room some more.
We're actually going to include 5 minutes of dead air just to make you suffer.
We really should. We should have an animation that just plays on a loop for 5 minutes with no sound.
If any of us learned to video edit, it's on.
All right.
Welcome back. No time has passed for you, but welcome back anyway. As for our players, we are getting ready to go back into Jolene's room and see if the key that they found that looks like it might fit to some kind of locked box fits anything in her room.
All right.
So, when you go up to Jolene's room, you already know where it is because a couple of you have already kind of gone through it already. It looks like no one's bothered to even close the door from when she came stumbling out of it and fell down the stairs. there is a small box that is on the floor, just like a gift box, with a small note in it and an uneaten piece of candy in it.
I'm like, don't touch that candy.
You humans, you haven't even come to loot your brethren's death right yet? Have you no qualms?
Well, I mean, that's what we're here for now, right? It's time to loot.
Oh, okay. I just start putting stuff in my pocket.
Everybody start investigating.
Yeah, if she was ripping off all the rich nobles, like I'm going to be doing.
Does anybody
investigating.
want to read the note that was in the gift box?
Sure.
No, I'm looking for money.
Okay, so Crow reads the note. It says, "A sweet for the sweetest girl in the kingdom."
Well, I laugh at the note and use it to wrap up the other piece of candy and put that in my pocket. No, in my backpack.
You know, I think it must be the prince that's killing everyone. Look at that note.
I don't think so. Although that would kind of explain why the king died, but not the rest of these people.
They said the one place to never go is the prince's room. Or not to go tonight.
Yeah, he and the wizard are basically being safe in that room right now.
Suspicious. The wizard, the person we suspected all along.
No. The other wizard. Not the orc.
I sort of suspect both of them.
Hold on, that
You all
word,
suspect different people.
that word thing was a sweet for my sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Charles.
Oh yeah, it could be Charles. I don't think he's that smart, but you know, it could be him.
Well, it could be getting used.
Yeah, I think it might be Charles too. I think it's probably either the captain or one of the wizards.
Somebody roll. Well, okay. Anybody who wants to roll perception.
Hey, I can wait. No. Oh wait.
I'm good at perception.
I got
like a 12.
an 18 plus 1, so 19.
Okay. Well, the 19, you notice the handwriting on "A Sweet for My Sweet" for the sweetest girl in the kingdom is the same handwriting as the letter from the maid's room.
Oh. Well, now that's good information right there. I'll relay
Same
that
maid
to
that
the
was
party.
meeting somebody when Charles came out into the courtyard.
Yep, that same person apparently wrote both notes.
Is he still sleeping in the marital bed, or has he got his own place to sleep at the moment now that his wife is
He
upset with
did
him?
mention that he was sleeping somewhere in the castle, that he had been tossed out of his home a while ago.
I think we should go there. And he's still up and wandering about somewhere, so it might be empty.
He was the one that we found in the courtyard.
Well, first we should investigate this room to see if there's any lock boxes in it.
Right.
I flip over the bed.
You find a bunch of nobles' shoes, like all sorts of different women's shoes in sizes that roughly look like they fit Jolene. However, Crow, make me another perception roll.
15 plus 1, so 16.
You're pretty sure the weird-looking, too big for her shoes that you found earlier are gone.
Oh yeah, the crystal and gem encrusted ones or whatever they were.
Yes, they're gone.
I'm like, oh good, the prince got his shoes back.
Which means nothing to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
Do you care to explain what you mean by that?
No.
Okay.
So yeah, let's examine the rest of the place for lockboxes. I'll shoot an investigation.
Okay.
I'll help someone. I'll help the Tabaxi with his investigation so he gets advantage.
You know, I'm starting to think this Jolene girl was a thief.
I heard that. Right, so, right, I'll investigate. Do you want me to do no, my perceptions are really horrible, but do you want me to do a perception roll and see what I can find?
Yeah, doing probably an investigation.
And roll twice and use the higher of the 2d20s.
Yeah.
11 and fell off an 8. So 11 and so I've got a 15 in investigation.
All right. So with a 15, it looks like not much had a chance to change between when the room was first investigated and when she went back and then, came out and died.
But Josh helped me.
Yeah, I helped you.
Yeah.
So it'll be 15 plus.
Oh, so the help was what gave you the ability to roll twice and use the higher
Oh, right,
number.
sorry. Oh, okay. I'm just a virgin at this, so man.
Yeah, it's fine.
It does look like she's gone through her sewing, and you've noticed that the very badly sewn pockets that you had found before, she's actually ripped them off and tried to get rid of the evidence that she ever sewed them in the first place.
Mm.
But other than that, she tried to hide some of the empty perfume bottles and other cosmetics that she had obviously taken from Ava's room. And basically tried to kind of fudge the evidence that she had anything to do with Ava at all.
Which is funny because she was known as Ava's, working maid, but whatever. She wasn't very bright.
She at least tried to hide the fact that she was actively going through Ava's stuff and taking stuff all the time. You don't necessarily find any sort of lockbox, and there's not a whole lot of places in this room where it could show up. She had her vanity, which doesn't have any extra drawers or anything. Yeah, you look through her chest at the foot of her bed, and it just has all of her fashion sewing projects in it and stolen noble outfits she's trying to make fit her. And then there's her shoes under the bed, and there's not much else she has.
I think we should search the captain of the guard's place for a lockbox there. Because they were together, so maybe
Okay.
This seems like a great idea. Let's go investigate the guy that could cut our heads off without any preamble.
Yeah.
To be fair, last you knew, you had left him quietly sobbing to himself in the courtyard.
So
I didn't know he was sobbing. I would have tried to roll deception to try and make him seem happier. I would have lied to him and told him everything was going to be okay.
All right, you go and distract him and do that now while we go into his room.
Okay, that'll work. I'll take him to a bar.
Okay.
Take him to the siren because his wife's there.
No.
Do you specifically tell his character not to do that?
Yeah, I guess, no, so I would say you go ahead and do the investigation. I'll distract the guy. I'm good at distractions.
Perfect.
Yeah, bring the wife back to the bar. We'll get them back together.
I don't
Alright,
think
cool.
that's gonna work.
Let's find that lockbox.
With enough deception, anything is possible.
All right, you don't actually know where his room is.
Right.
Ask a maid.
We
Oh,
should
I'm
ask
gone.
one of the soldiers like where his office is.
There are still soldiers up and patrolling, like around the grounds, if you want to try to find one.
Yeah, let's just. I fly up to the closest soldier. Hey, do you know where the captain of the guard's office is? I was supposed to meet him there.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. You're one of the investigators, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
We're
you
not
did
your
tell-
fairy godparents.
You know, a man can hope.
Hope is good.
Yeah, I mean, he did tell us to help you out. So he actually has taken this is really depressing. Try not to judge him for this. He's actually taken one of the dungeon cells for himself. Well, for one, he likes torture racks and stuff like that. But for two, I think he's doing a little self punishment for his indiscretion.
That was more information that I needed, but thank you.
You should tell him that he's rationed to food and to bread and water.
All right. Well, thank you very much. We'll go and see him right away. So
One quick question, if I may. What does it feel like to fly?
It's the joy and the summer heart you could never feel in your cold beating hand.
you know when you're on the back of a horse and you're going really fast and there's wind in your face?
Uh-huh.
It's a lot like that.
Huh.
But mixed with that other thing.
Only it's tiring.
I'm a little scared of one of you. Yeah, he just go check out the dungeon.
Thank you. Will do. Let's go.
You hear him mutter cats, fairies, orcs. What else is gonna show up?
In the meantime, I'm distracting him by like trying to persuade him to go to a bar with me.
Yeah, give me a persuasion roll.
+20 +7.
Okay. There's like no chance. No. He rolled a 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of snuffles himself, sitting up straight, like wipes his face, and he goes, getting back on the horse. Okay, I can do this.
Yeah,
I've
I've got...
It's hard to convince a guard to go to a bar.
Well, he's the captain of the guard. He's supposed to set the example.
He is setting an example of how to get laid.
How to get over heartbreak.
I don't think that's hard at this particular Well, it might be now that Jolene's gone.
Yeah.
I don't care. That guard that made the racist comment about cats and fairies, like, I'm just going to lift my tail and spray him. He's going to smell in them.
Make me a dexterity roll to get away before he can do anything about it.
Oh God.
Or you can actually use athletics.
Or
or acrobatics. Acrobatics will work.
Acrobatics, right? Okay, it's a 12 in acrobatics then.
Okay, you're able to get away. He barely whiffs your tail and tugs it slightly before you're back in the castle. You hear a bunch of gagging and retching.
Okay, so then we fly off to the dungeon?
Yep, to the dungeon. As soon as you open the dungeon door and descend the steps, you hear ungodly loud snoring.
Perfect. Wait. Who's snoring? I go over to the sound of the snoring.
It leads you straight to where Ava is sleeping. She is mouth open, head lolled over the back of the bed. Just she sounds like a big grown man.
Okay, so I ignore her and continue looking for what cell seems to be the one that the captain's in.
Okay,
That's
there
the
is.
opportunity of a lifetime, man, like the Sleeping Princess.
They know what she's like when she's awake.
Yeah, I've talked to her enough.
She is all beauty, no brains. You are able to find a cell with a door open, and it looks like a bad parody of a bachelor pad in there.
Perfect. Start searching. Investigate.
Investigation, yeah.
The 9.
A 9. Okay, anyone can do better?
I help. I got a 15.
A 15?
I've got a 21.
21. There we go. So under his bed, near, well, his cot, where he has like a makeshift pillow set up, there is a small locked box on the floor tucked away.
Use the key.
All right, you use the key, and inside, there is a small wrapped piece of candy still in its little cellophane kind of wrapper. And then there's a few letters. And when you go through them, it looks to be the exact same letter that was sent to the head maid. Just somebody begging them to be trustworthy and to come see them at the same times. Though the days are staggered, so the maid and the head guard wouldn't run into each other.
Suspicious.
Same handwriting.
Either the captain of the guard or Jolene would probably, or both of them together, working together. Or who
So the
killed
days
them.
are staggered. So tomorrow night it might be someone else that comes to the courtyard at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Could be.
We could show the evidence on this lockbox to the prince and tell them we think the captain of his guard has killed his king.
So as you're going through these letters, you hear the door to the cell slam closed behind you, click. And then by the time you turn around, there's no one there.
I try to open the door.
It is locked.
Oh no.
I Eldritch blast the door.
You can only do that to living creatures.
Yep.
Thieves' tools +1 and a sleight of hand of 9 or a stealth of 7.
You could try to thieves' tool this open.
I don't
Okay.
have these tools.
He does. Our cat.
No, one of my picks was a thief's bag. I've got like an entire baggie like metal ball bearings for some reason. I have no idea why. I've got 15 in total, sweetheart.
All right, 15 in total. Well, try as you might, this is a dungeon cell, so it doesn't open.
Hmm.
And I'm busy
Right.
getting this guy drunk, so there's no way he's getting back anytime soon.
Someone locked us in a dungeon.
Yep, you're locked in the dungeon. What are you going to do? What can you do?
I mean, we could scream and wake up the bimbo, but she's also locked.
That's true. She is also locked in her cell.
Okay, I've got Thieves' Cant. Is there any secret symbols or anything that's going to get us out of there that's going to point me towards a hidden lever or something?
That is a good idea, but you don't actually see anything.
How big is the sewage drain?
It's not big, but it might be big enough for a ferry to go down.
Alright, you're up.
You do have the better dexterity, probably.
There's no reason for two of us to go, and you're the more nimble one.
I have far more dexterous. I mean,
I concede defeat in this range.
this isn't actually true according to stats, but my character doesn't care.
It's definitely true according to stats.
Is my character better?
You have +6, I have +2.
I have +6 dexterity.
You're a monk.
Thought I had like maybe +4. I don't know. Okay, I guess it's still better. All right, so I guess we'll try to fly out through the drainage pipe.
All right, there is a metal cover on it that is screwed down. You might want to figure out who's the strongest and try to pry it up,
Or use thieves' tools to unscrew it.
or that.
Well,
Yeah.
try these tools again.
I'll let you use thieves' tools and dexterity for that.
Okay, I've got 27 on that.
All right. So he's able to get the drain cover off, and so the ferry that's going down needs to make an acrobatics check to get into the hole without hurting themselves.
8?
8 plus.
No, it's 4 plus 4.
Oh. All right. Well, you're gonna take 4 points of damage. You hurt your wing on the way in.
All right, whatever.
I'm assuming that Snicks was just jumping up and
in acrobatics.
you won't fit in the drain pipe.
Well, thank God, because he doesn't have to wash himself.
Yeah, I'm assuming Snicks just jumped up and down on your head as you went down before you were ready, and one of your wings just got wrecked.
That's fine. So I keep going or something? Or?
Yeah, you just keep going. It looks like all of the cells are connected by this drainage pipe. So in theory, you could either go out all the way, or maybe you could get into another cell and get out to the other side.
I'll try to just come out at like a nearby cell.
Okay, it is absolutely filthy. No one is going to want to be around you after you get out. So you have the choice of going basically straight east or straight west to the cell to the either side.
I'll go east first.
All right. You go east. You are able to get underneath. It looks like the drainage cover is a bit rusted. So if you want to try to make a strength check to be able to push up on it and get out, you can.
Oh,
or athletics, maybe?
Or athletics, yeah.
Athletics? Okay. Well, I think both of those +0.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I figured it'd be the same either way.
I got a 4. So.
Okay, so you're gonna have to punch your way out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't budge at a 4.
I tried punching it, or
You do have key punches, and
I get my dexterity modifier when I'm punching.
Right.
So
So are you gonna? I guess I'll have you roll damage and see if you do enough damage to break the last screw that's keeping it in.
okay. What do we do? Roll a d6 or something?
Should
Well,
be.
what would you normally roll to punch?
I think it'll be a D4 plus your Dex mod.
Yeah, that's what unarmed strikes usually are.
Yeah, for now. You get D6 at level 5.
6.
It's a D4 plus 4. You got 8.
Perfect 8.
All right, 8 is enough to break the last screw, and then you can just push up and get into the cell.
Okay, so I do that, and then is that cell a cell that I'm still locked into, or is that open?
You have to check the door.
So
And
I
as
the door.
yeah, as you check the door, this one is also locked.
Great. Okay. I guess I go back into the thing and try going one cell to the west instead of one cell to the east.
At least this time you're lubricated from all the goo.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what do we need to roll?
I will let you just get back in because you're more experienced and there's not somebody jumping up and down on your head this time.
I need to break through another grate now, right?
Yep, as you get to the other grate, you're going to have to break through it. So you can try an athletics check again, or you can just punch it open.
I rolled another 8 to damage it.
Okay, so you're able to get through to this one. This one, as soon as you come up through the drainage cell, you'll notice that the door is actually cracked open.
Awesome. Okay, so I leave and then I open our other cell if I can. Or is it locked? I guess.
So this one actually isn't like, it wasn't locked with the key like it normally would be. It actually was just the bar dropped over it. Like somebody was just quickly trying to get the job done and leave.
Okay, so I undo that.
So you undo the bar and then you can let your friends out.
Okay, so I do that.
I cast prestidigitation and clean that guy.
I might take
That
2 or
is-
3 of that spell.
Yeah, he's pretty terrible. I don't know the last time, nobody knows the last time when those sewage drains were ever flushed out. All right, so back at the bar, let's see, how is good Charles the Lambert doing?
I pressed
Oh,
I help.
you help?
Yes.
Okay, you're acting as wingman.
Yeah.
Okay, so he is not doing well.
I'm gonna try to
He
perform a
is
body.
striking out with the ladies. Like his approach so far has been to go up and be like, "You're a pretty female."
Oh God. I'm going to try to perform a body tavern song and nudge him over to the drunkest looking chick.
Wow. Wow.
I want him to go home with
70s,
her.
by the way, Josh.
Wow.
I want him to go home with her and not end up going back to his cell because I
So
don't know
you're
how long
passing
they're
him
gonna
off
take.
on the first drunk chick you see?
No, not the first drunk chick I see. The drunkest looking chick in the bar.
Wow.
Drunk chick.
Wow.
She's
So
a southerner, it's okay then, you're forgiven.
My performance for that is an 18 plus 7, so 25.
Oh. All right, so you have successfully made everyone in the bar horny. I mean, that is helping out his case, though.
Yeah.
Although, there are many more men in this bar than there are women.
Well, I don't care if he goes home with a man or a woman.
That's fair. I think Charles might care, though.
I'll make sure he drinks a lot so he doesn't care as much as he thinks.
You are not a good aligned character, are you?
No, not at all. I'm chaotic neutral and probably leading chaotic evil at this point.
Alright, let's see if Charles can get the girl.
Plus, my deity is Zeus, so, like, this is just par for the course.
Oh, so just find a goose nearby.
Yeah.
What are you doing? He strikes out majorly with the girl. Drunk as she is, she looks him up and down and then sees somebody much cuter in the corner and walks off.
It's impossible. I'm not there.
He comes up to you and he says, "I'm just going home. Thanks for trying."
Are you sure, bro? Zeus wouldn't like that.
What do I care?
You don't want to piss off Zeus. You don't know when he'll make you pork a goose.
He looks at you very strangely. Make sure his sword is still strapped to him and he hasn't drunkenly left it behind. And leaves the bar. He doesn't even wait for you. He doesn't want to be seen leaving with the pork's a goose guy.
It's a story, man. You know it. You've
Yeah.
heard it.
Down in town, and you know he turned it from me, porked a goose.
So my character went and cleaned himself off because even though I didn't look dirty anymore, I felt dirty, and so I went to the bathroom.
He comes out having obviously showered in his clothes.
So all of my clothes are clean too.
Interesting to note that no matter that you made a bunch of noise punching open drains and stuff, and I'm assuming cursing when you realized that you were locked in, Ava never woke up. She just kept on snoring.
Great. Perfect.
Is Ava's cell open?
No, she's a prisoner. She's going to be executed tomorrow at noon.
There was a bit in the film Braveheart where they took poison when they were in cells. I'm like, is she taking some sort of thing that's made her asleep? Or is she just a princess that snores?
How is the party, the fairies, going to explain Ava to your new friend?
She's a Fey-touch child. She's just slumbers like that. It's probably normal for her.
Are you sure you want to claim she's Fey touched?
Oh no, I just meant she's dapped.
No.
That's a good Scottish word.
So I show up, I'm dripping wet, and I say, I think we should corner the captain of the guard when he gets back and let him know that that we know what he's up to and that he killed the king with the help of Jillian. And they should admit it. Yeah.
I think we should take a different approach and tell the captain of the guard that we think that he's been made a patsy and that someone else is behind it. Because all the evidence points to him so far. But there's someone else going to be there tomorrow morning or at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. It's probably the queen behind it.
Yeah, that's. We should say somebody's making him look bad. We should ask him how to explain himself or something.
And you're all clean and washed now, and like he's horny, like so. Like obviously he's going to like listen to you.
Yeah.
I mean, you do have a female in your party right now.
Kind of.
She was asleep
Snick.
last time you knew.
No, Snicks is a female.
Snix is female. Yes.
Is he? Oh, no.
She's not human.
But she's female.
He's drunk and was exposed to a very lewd song.
It wasn't lewd, it was bawdy.
Same difference.
All right, get in his pants and get him to admit that he killed the king.
On it. I guess I try and fly after the captain of the guard.
Well, he comes stomping into the dungeon soon enough. And he looks miffed that he's just struck out completely. And he's gonna head straight for his new room in the dungeon.
I stealth so he doesn't notice me.
All right, those of you that can stealth, go ahead and stealth.
I roll a 12.
What's your
Okay,
bonus?
that you're not very stealthy tonight.
Right, what's a 19 and 5? 23 and stealth.
So you're fine. He doesn't know the cat's there.
Okay.
I got a 21.
Okay,
Look
so
I'm,
he totally sees the pirate fairy.
I feel
He's
left
like,
out. I'm gonna creep after him with my stealth. Oh, 19.
yeah. He's gonna look directly at the pirate fairy and be like, were you interrogating her again or something?
yeah, but she fell asleep on me.
Story of my life, mate.
Yeah, you know, it's
I
really...
fly out the door.
Okay. He just sputters for a moment and says, okay. I was just gonna say that it's really hard to get sleep with her sleeping like that, but okay.
Yeah, I'm really busy. I gotta go. I fly away.
Okay. He kind of dejectedly stomps back to his room and like starts taking off his armor and putting his sword away.
I guess I float down from the ceiling, like upside down.
Are you gonna Spider-Man kiss him?
Do it.
He looks alarmed, pulls his sword, but doesn't hit you with it, and is like, one of the fairies? What are you doing in my room?
So would you believe that I'm your fairy godmother?
No, I'm not quite as stupid as Ava.
Well, okay. But so a lot of converging forces are coming upon you. It seems like you're being targeted, and well, I don't know how to put this bluntly. You're being set up. They
I'm
want
being
you to take
set
the
up?
fall for the king's murder.
How? We have the murderess right there.
There's a paper trail.
A paper trail. Then his face goes blank for a moment, and then he like glances toward his bed, and he's like, "You've been snooping in my room."
No, we were snooping in everyone else's rooms.
I will put you on the rack again.
That tickles. But no, really, you're being set up, man.
What, the strange letters that mean nothing?
Nothing or everything.
Okay, so tell me, what did they mean?
Well, I don't know. They don't pay me enough for that. But they mean something.
Okay, tell me more. How do they mean something? Like, was somebody else getting them?
Well, yeah. There were other people getting them. Like several. It's conspiracy.
Like who?
Well, Jolene, for starters.
Jolene was getting letters? She never told me about them. Jolene couldn't stop talking during pillow talk.
It just shows how deep it goes.
I knew all of her traumas from before she was 5, like in the first time we slept together.
When she was 5? Oh boy, this town really is liberal. You humans get
The
up.
Bagsy is going to like come into the shadows here and go, but the cook got them too. The head maid in the kitchen.
The captain of the guard jumps and is like, "My God, are you all here?"
My hero.
I pop out of the shadows and I'm like, yep.
Leather is back in the room.
You
Yeah,
are
we're all-
the strangest group of investigators I have ever seen.
I mean, I thought I was here to perform. Like, I have a whole dance routine.
We
All right,
watch.
that's Mr. Good Cop. Listen
Yeah,
here. I saw your letter that you wrote to the maid about how you have to see her and you're getting desperate and you're going to do something, and it was timed right before the king died.
do you think I'm trying to sleep with the maid?
No, I think you were getting desperate and you were trying to do some conspiracy with the maid, and because you failed to do that, you had to kill the king.
By writing letters to myself?
Oh, the letters were to you, not Jolene.
I didn't even hire you guys, and I have no faith in this operation.
That's
Wait.
okay. We have faith in ourselves. We'll pull through.
Wait, the maid?
This isn't what we think. This is what other people will think. So help us.
I just want to remind everyone that we're musicians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all did start life as musicians. This is true.
I think I'm the only one who's played an instrument this entire time.
And it's only been both times to make people horny.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if what you're saying, Mr. Captain, is true, then that means that the maid may have killed the king.
No.
Timing.
No,
Right?
No. Someone else killed the king, but they did it because of the timing. So we know that someone else was sending letters to both the captain and to the maid.
Well, so you don't know who sent the letter to you.
No, I've actually been investigating that on my own and haven't been able to figure out who it is beyond they're not an idiot because they are articulate and can write.
It's probably the wizard. Wizards can write.
Which
The
wizard?
mage has got the prince like tied up in that room. But I think we should
Crow,
demand that they have a wee talk tomorrow.
Crow chuckles very slightly.
I meant detained, George, not your depraved mind. But
Yeah,
whatever
guys,
floats your
like
boat, you know.
I'm telling you now, like I am probably the last person, and so is the maid, that would want the king dead because it is more work for the both of us. But
Okay,
somebody
so-
did, I guess, want our help with something. I wasn't going to betray the king and get my head in the guillotine. So I was never going to show up, but I was trying to figure out who it was.
Mr. Captain, from your perspective, if you were to suspect one of the wizards, which wizard do you think would benefit more from the king's death? The old wizard or the new wizard?
From my perspective, I think the old wizard has every reason to want the king dead. The new wizard, I struggled to see a reason why. I don't think the new wizard liked the king, but, well, he didn't basically get booted out the door. So
So,
What about the prince? Did he like that princess that to be? If she was so horrible, maybe he was going to take extreme measures not to get married.
well, I mean, she's like the prettiest thing that's ever been born on the earth, but
Second,
like was he that into her? I don't know. He never really acted that into her, but I mean, it was the obvious move to marry her. Did he hate her though? I don't think so. He was always kind to her.
that's pointing
Crow
to the wizards
strokes his
again. Then.
beard.
I think everybody knew it was a political marriage. That doesn't make sense. It seems like for the first time he's kind of trying to figure out why the prince would be marrying a merchant's daughter with all of the royals available to him.
do you think
Other than she was drop dead gorgeous.
Yeah, I
we
don't
still-
think the prince cared that much about her appearance.
could we delay the execution of the girl until we find the old wizard?
Look, the people know the king is dead, and yeah, people don't really like the king all that much, but they do like a good execution, and they do want to see heads roll. And honestly, having a quick open shut case makes me look good.
Right, but if you get it wrong and the prince gets killed, then that makes you look like shit.
Look, I can delay it a couple hours. I'll say the guillotine is rusty, and we need to clean it. But you're gonna get like 2-3 p.m. tops.
Okay, well, thanks for that, I
Means we
guess.
don't get to see the person tomorrow morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. Or is that 2 to 3 p.m. the day after?
Yeah, it'd be 2 a.m. the next day, so we aren't going to get time. Well, that's okay. We can try to find out who wrote this letter by searching everyone's rooms and determining if they had this handwriting.
He
Intimidate the
he
captain.
looks-
He's got the highest intimidation. Like, we'll just threaten him that he's going to be up there as well. Because we'll prove the paper trail means it's him. And he can get executed as well as the princess.
I'm pretty sure that the captain of the guard would just stab us if we tried to intimidate him. Like, Crow's not going near that. Crow's pretty certain this guy could kill him. If
I don't
someone
see
else
many more
wants
options.
to, if someone else
We're
wants
going
to
to have
roll
to go and
intimidation,
approach that room. If we've only got a few hours left, we're going to have to go and talk to the mage in the place.
So the captain of the guard looks towards the only female in the room and says, "Hey, so I'm going to give you a little suggestion here, and maybe at some point in the future you can indulge me by letting me buy you dinner or something. I'm gonna say, if you want more time, and this next statement is unrelated to this previous one about needing more time. But if you need more time, the guillotines are kept out back in there's a little shed back there, and I'm gonna have to inspect it later for rust. But it would be a shame if something else were to happen to it.
Yeah, we better make sure nothing happens to that.
Yeah, guys, let's go do nothing over there.
I'm from the old country and I'm pretty like au fait with guillotines because I grew up brought up with them like getting shown to us. The cat can go into that shed And all he needs to do is like hammer a peg either side of where the weight falls down, and that blade will never get dropped by the weight onto the neck. And it's very hard to like discern unless you run your fingers up the side of the frame.
The captain of the guard's like, yeah, I didn't hear any of that. So drink sometime.
I was telling you, not the captain of the guard.
Thanks.
He looks
This
pleased
whole
that
message-
a female has agreed to have drinks with him.
I fly over to the guillotine.
Yeah, I think we'll all approach the guillotine and determine how to best. I think we're all going to try to sabotage it in different ways.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to make sure that the rope is pretty much completely burnt. Because I've got Firebolt.
Okay.
I'll peg the heavy weight that drops the blade down so that it can't drop.
I cast a curse on the guillotine to make it extra deadly. Wait, I don't think I'm doing this right.
Cast precision strike on the blade of the
Yeah.
the guillotine.
Oh, that's another thing. I'm literally just gonna pick up. How heavy is a guillotine blade? Like 20 pounds? I'm just gonna take it.
Josh,
You're
couldn't
just
carry it. They are.
That'd be great.
We've got one in Scotland like that. It used to kill people. You could not carry a guillotine blade. It has that massive boulder attached to it.
Okay. Can I
Unless you're very
hide
strong.
the blade? Like, if we all work together, can we drag this blade away somewhere and hide it?
I think prestidigitation can make it not sharp anymore.
That's probably true.
That
That's
seems
lazy.
within the realm of the spell.
Does it, yeah, but it also just like wear off randomly.
as you are discussing how to get rid of this guillotine blade, you
Right.
hear a incredibly out of place gust of wind buffet the shed you're in, which slams the door closed. You hear what the sound of chains on the outside, and then there's silence for a moment. And then there's a long sigh of a voice that sounds vaguely familiar, but like you can't exactly place. It's being changed somehow. And it says, I really, really didn't want to have to do this. But you guys have left me no choice. It's no matter. She will die anyway. And then there's the sound of flint and steel.
So how durable is this shed?
Oh, it's wooden.
Okay. I'm gonna kick the back of the shed and get everyone to join me and say, we need to get the hell out of here before this thing burns down.
Okay.
As soon as he hears that, the voice says again, "Oh, come on, I don't want this to be messy."
It's already messy if you're trying to kill us.
Let me hold on. You see a hooded head peek up through the window, and I need everybody to make a dex save.
A 10.
20.
23.
15.
10 and the 15 are going to take full damage. The other two of you are going to take half damage. Hold on. Because this person is casting a fireball.
Oh, we're gonna die.
You might not.
No, we're
Right,
gonna
how's your
die.
roll damage?
You're taking half. Don't worry. You might survive.
Yeah, how do I roll it? Is it a d6? Is it a d20? Is it?
Oh, so she rolls the damage and tells you how much you get.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You only have 19 health. Like, I don't think I can take a fireball. Dude.
Fireball pretty
You
high.
do. I will say this. You do have health potions on you, though.
So if you're not unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, somebody else could pour it down his throat.
Right.
Ooh. Okay, those of you taking full damage, you just took 29 damage.
Yep,
Ooh,
I'm
ouch.
unconscious.
Those of you that took half, you take half of that. So I will even be generous. You can take 14 instead of 15.
Okay,
Right, so
so
I've got 5 hit points left. Do I have time to like pour health potions down everybody's neck?
Yeah,
think
yeah, you can recover health potions from your fallen brethren and pour it down their necks.
yeah, so I immediately do that.
And the place is on fire now.
Right, you just mentioned there's a window. Windows break.
Yes.
You've got 2 fairies that can get out of there and a little cat.
Oh, is
I
the
fly out the
tabaxi
window.
small sized?
I've got an acrobatics +9. There's no way that I wouldn't get out that window and like be able to go around and open the door.
It is probably big enough for him to get out the window. Because
I
with
also find
acrobatics as good as they are.
So we get 2d4 plus 4 health back, each of the two of us that is unconscious.
Yep.
Somebody else can score off the health potions because I don't know if I had any. Oh, so
4.
No, they bought
3.
them specially. Which in hindsight was a very good idea.
Yeah, for once.
I'm at 10 health.
I'm at 11.
Than where you were at.
I was at
All right.
0.
Do you have any health potions left, or you just want to get on with it?
Let's get out of here.
Okay, so you're gonna fly and crawl out the window. Whoever's going to try to get the chains off the door, you're going to need to pick a padlock. So I'm guessing our cat's gonna need to roll sleight of hand.
21.
Easily able to get the chain off the door and then get Crow out of there.
Ah, good. I am
Guys,
small
I'm down to
sized, so
5
it doesn't.
health. Can I
I
make a health
probably
potion
could have
off
gotten out
somebody?
myself.
Nah.
So are we going to fly after this guy and knock him out?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, give me a health potion first.
sure.
How many health potions did you guys have?
I had 3. So,
I
and I
think
used
the-
one on Ava, so this is my last one to give to him.
Okay.
I think I bought 2, and I think I just used one of them on. I think I just used both of them.
Oh no, you would have used the ones that we had on us.
Yeah.
So you get to keep your own.
Okay.
So you can drink it if you need health back at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'll drink one of mine. I guess. 2d4 plus 4. Okay, so I got 8 of my health back. I had 4 plus 8, 12 now.
Are you going to give the other one to your pal?
Yeah, who's given up
I gave
health
up mine
potion.
to my third one to him.
All right, so you're gonna
All right.
heal 2d4 plus 4.
All right, I just lost it. 3, 5 plus 1, 9, and 4. I'm on 14 health now.
I'm gonna cast my false life ability from my fiendish vigor eldritch invocation to get 8 temporary HP, which I should have done before this because it lasts forever. But you know, that's hindsight.
All right, so you're singed. The shed is burning down. The cloaked figure is running back towards the castle, And I think this is the perfect place to leave on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
All right.
Clerical note: Can warlocks grab scrolls?
Yes. I don't know in her world, but they usually
Yeah.
can.
Yeah. They're basically just dark wizards.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. This is where we're gonna leave off this time. I will say you'll probably forget by next game, but remember, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
Yeah, if someone just cast a fireball on us, I'm not chasing him. I'm running the opposite direction.
But you can argue about that next time. So, thanks everybody for playing. Thanks to everybody for watching and or listening. I hope.
We lost Gary.
Yeah.
It's okay. We've transitioned to the ends
Okay.
plate.
All right, that's fine. And so I hope everybody had a fun time. I hope that everybody will give this a like, a comment if they're able to, all that good stuff that you should do to support whatever you're watching or
We
listening
do
to.
this for the likes, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we should start offering dumb stuff like, we get 100 likes on this video, one of us will chug a bottle of hot sauce.
No.
We get 10 likes on this video.
No, 10 might actually be possible reasonably soon.
So yeah,
We get
like,
10
follow,
likes on this
subscribe.
video. Jordan will chug hot sauce.
Check out our Facebook and Twitter. Go
Uh-huh.
to our Spotify if you like listening to this.
Mhm.
Check out our Discord because Discord is great and we can talk to you on it at any point in time. We're pretty much always awake on Discord, one of us at least.
Yeah, it's true.
And yeah.
Yep.
Check out Rowain's Bird in the Basement. She's
Yeah, I was about to self-plug myself here. I do have the story, The Bird in the Basement, which is the more of the optimal path of how this story should go in my mind. So yeah, that's on Royal Road, by the way. You know.
What?
Yeah.
You're
In case
saying
you're
we don't
interested.
measure up?
Look, I like you guys and all, but you've made some choices.
We just got fireballed in a shed. Like, come on. We probably should have posted a card.
Well, you know. It's okay though. It's more entertaining for me this way. Anyway, I guess that's all for now. So again, like, comment, subscribe. Bye everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.